Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is TeaseBoy628 here, today giving you something a little bit different. Like I was saying yesterday, I am starting to do some guides on how to help you in different tiers and making different teams through these tiers. Because there are definitely many different ways that you can build teams, being offensive, balanced, etc. And today I'm going to talk about balanced in the NU tier. And I would consider my favorite team here balanced, and you may be rather familiar with it as I have uploaded quite a bit with it. As you can see here, I have Swellow, Golurk, Torkoal, Lickilicky, Alomomola, and Rotom Fan. And so basically I'm going to tell you about what makes this team balanced, how it's effective, and how it can be countered, and how to prepare for things that will counter it. So without further ado, let's go into what makes this team balanced. So in my opinion, what makes a team balanced is if it has a physical wall, special wall, cleric, physical sweeper, special sweeper, stealth rocker, and rapid spinner. And there are 7 categories here, and of course you can only have 6 pokes. So that means you can fit more than one category on a poke. So for example, Torkoal has stealth rock and rapid spin. Now, my physical wall is Alomomola, and special wall being Lickilicky. And then my cleric is also Lickilicky, as it can learn Heal Bell. My physical sweeper I would classify as Swellow, because it's much faster than Golurk. Golurk is more of just a bulky attacker, which isn't necessary, but it's definitely helpful to this team. And then I have a special sweeper being Rotom Fan, or at least what I'd consider it to be, because it is pretty powerful. But there are a few problems with this team regarding the special sweeping portion, which I'll get to later. But yes, the Stealth Rock and Rapid Spin do belong to Torkoal, and that's what makes this team balanced, because it's not only able to wall both physical and special pokes, but with Wish support and Heal Bell support, you're able to heal off your pokes against other offending defensive teams because of all the toxic, burn, T-waves, etc. And you're able to get right back into the game and start firing off some really strong attacks. Now I'll talk about some weaknesses in this team. So one of the big problems that this team faces is pokes that can set up. So you may be able to wall a physical attacker with Alomomola, but what can you really do back? You can go for Scald or Toxic, but what if it has Substitute? And not only that, but what if Scald isn't super effective or doing too much, as Alomomola has a low special attack stat without some Calm Minds to boost it up? So for example, Shiftry is a huge threat, whether it is to physical wall or the special wall, because it can learn both Swords Dance and Nasty Plot. That way you're just not sure which poke you want to go into to wall it, and if it sets a substitute, then you won't necessarily be able to get any toxic on it, etc., and it could potentially sweep your team, especially since it has priority Sucker Punch. Another problem with this team is pokes that can use Taunt, because half of my team is extremely defensive, and they only use defensive type moves, so things such as Heal Bell and Toxic and Stealth Rock are just not able to be used by taunt users, and the users are usually pretty fast too, while my pokes are very defensive, making them much slower. Hyper Offense can also be annoying to this team, because even if you do have walls to block against something, a couple of hits will definitely wear down the wall pretty fast. And even if you have Alomomola with Regenerator, what are you going to switch out to on something that's just going to keep using some really strong physical moves? You could go into Torkoal, I guess, but it brings into the next topic, hazards and a spin blocker. With hazards and spin blocking, it's a big problem for this team as well, because although Torkoal is a rapid spinner, it's not the best. And that's because, for one, it's weak to Stealth Rock, and if a bunch of spikes are set up as well, it's already down to about half of its health. Toxic spikes, even worse. And not only that, but once you get down to that low of HP, you're basically desperate to set up a rapid spin, and if you can't do so, because of a spin blocker, you're basically toast when it comes to hazards. So pokes that are very popular in the tier, such as Haunter, are definitely able to block you out, and not only that, but they can also set up on you. And mixed attackers goes along with hyper offense, because you just don't know what you're going to have to bring in on that poke, and they're going to be extremely dangerous, and there's really not too much of a way to get around it. All I can really help you out with is Sane Prediction. Look at the rest of their team and see how many physical attackers and special attackers they have, and see what that poke would suit them best, if it is questionable for whether they are a physical attacker or a special attacker. So that's all for today. I hope that you all enjoyed, and I hope it will help you when you are battling in the NU tier and you are trying to make a balanced team. Let me know if there's any way in which I can make improvements to these videos. I will be glad to take suggestions, as this is the first video that I came out with, and it definitely has potential to be much better and more entertaining and helpful for you all. Also, this music in the background is actually made by myself because I'm having some copyright issues with YouTube, and yeah, so I decided to just upload my own music as the background. So tell me what you think about that if you really care that much. I'll probably use some more music from my other songs in the future just to avoid more copyright from YouTube. So yeah, if you really care, let me know about your opinion about the music. It'll be cool to hear some feedback. But yeah, any suggestions for these videos I will absolutely be excited for. And one more thing, Malvo19 is actually having an SOS project right now. He's been having it for the past couple weeks or so, and I just submitted my video, so hopefully he'll upload it pretty soon, and when it does come out, showing some support when he uploads it would be really cool to see on that video, so I would thank you guys a ton for that. So yeah guys, thank you for watching as always. Like, comment, sub, and until later, peace.